this weekend I did a rooftop shoot, or parking garage rooftop shoot, which I usually don't like doing. You know, it's kind of cliche, and you always get ran off by security inevitably. Whenever you try to do anything downtown, anywhere with a camera, you end up getting ran off. You know, they just don't have, I guess, very much to do, especially in cities like where I live. Photography is a nuisance to a lot of people. So, you know, remember that. But, so, I've actually kind of managed to outsmart these people. I know what days they don't patrol in garages, and I know when they're not there. So, they are not there early in the morning. So if you do a sunrise shoot, you will not get messed with because nobody's patrolling or awake or looking at video cameras at any of that time, because I guess all the riffraff has gone to sleep by that time. So if you get it in by sunrise, you won't get messed with. So that was the trick this time. Did it at sunrise. And then I think it was right at 9 o'clock that we got ran off. So right when they checked in, they immediately, you know, oh God, we got some smart people here that figured us out. You know, well, what are they going to do? I'm sorry, photography's a crime. I remember when I was a kid, it was like skateboarding is not a crime. Now it's like photography is not a crime. But yeah, I did a car shoot up there. I had 2 Mustangs, supercharged, you know, just spec'd out. Did it for like a NASCAR driver that I became friends with. The model knew and kind of brought us together. We hit it off pretty good, so I think we'll be doing a lot of stuff together, me and this guy. So this is Devoree. This was all her thing. She put it together, and I think it turned out pretty good. But I used the 35-70. I wanted to talk about that. It's the 4.5 to 5.6, 35-70 GF Fuji. Definitely one of the, you know, I guess everybody who shot with it loves this thing. It's so ridiculously light. You know, the aperture is a little limiting, but who cares? I mean, medium format doesn't really matter too much, and you can easily make it up with ISO if you need to. But when I'm shooting outside, especially doing car shoots, you want to be stopped down anyway. I was shooting at like f8, f10, f11, f13 even, you know, because it's in the sunrise. You got a very brutal, you know, sun out there. So, you know, rather than using filters, I just stop down, and so that doesn't really matter with this lens, and then use a lot of power from the flash. The backlighting, though, the only weak point I'd say is that the ghosting is not very well controlled on this lens, but you can see for yourself. The sun stars are not really cool either. It's got a 9 blades in there. I think you want more than that for good sun stars. Preference, I guess, there. I got a few, but, you know, between the ghosting, and it was just a little much. I couldn't quite get the balance right. I think sometimes the sun needs to be a little higher in the air to get good sun stars. When it's freshly coming up, it's... yeah, the sun stars just don't really look that great because the sun is just so massive. And so I kind of ended up getting my best shots when I moved away from the sun. And, you know, because normally you shoot backlit, you know, use the sun to backlight, and then you use the flash to fill in the front. That's usually how you should shoot outside. It turned out pretty good. I'll let you guys look for yourselves. But this lens, everybody who knows this lens is just I mean, I use it in the studio all the time. It's just... It always works. It's always there. It always looks great. And a lot of times I mistake it for a prime. I'm like, man, that must have been shot on, you know, either my 80 or my 40. And I look and it's like, no, it was shot on this thing. So, you know, this thing is a incredibly good lens, especially for what you can get it for. You can probably get it for $600, $700 bucks. I think I got mine for like 550 or something plus tax. And, you know, it's just... It's a no-brainer if you're on GFX. This is just a lens everybody must have, and I use it way more than you would imagine. It really is a perfect lens. Just looks amazing. It's light. The only thing is it just doesn't have a wide aperture. That's the only weak point, really. You can look at the pictures, see for yourself.
Ron?
Oh no! Well, at least we got it.
Yeah, I got it. It took me 3 or 4 hours, but we got it.
Booty on the back.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
You know me.
I know, I was like...
I'm the booty man. I noticed that.
I'm the booty man. I never shoot this wide. Oh yeah, that's money. That's cool. He was right.
He's right. That's awesome.
Like that.
It's like this your shot here.
That's what you need.
Yeah. Killer. He doesn't have his shit together. Stax Johnson is his name. And he goes, the Clint goes, hey, what's 12 inches in wide? And he goes, nothing. And Clint Eastwood looks up, I know it's going to be black and blue and bleeding if I shut up. Okay, so right off the bat, I'm, dealing with some like ghosting and, I'm shooting backlit, extremely heavily backlit. GFX only goes to 1/25 of a second unless you're using high-speed sync, which high-speed sync just would not have worked in this situation because I'm needing a lot of power and, to kind of compete with the sun. I don't need blown out highlights back there. I need my sky to be good and present, which is the goal, so stop down at f8. It probably could have been f11 right here. But yeah, so I'm trying to keep her out of the ghosting. Ghosting's okay as long as it's not on the subject, in my opinion. But we'll see kind of where we went. Yeah, so I've cleaned it up here a lot by just moving the sun out of the frame, which was, smart. Sometimes it's hard to gravitate to these things when you're just shooting, looking at the back of a screen rather than like tethered. So yeah, a lot better. Quality looks a lot better there. Let's see. Playing around really wide. Your car shots are going to be really wide. I'm 35 here, which is 28 millimeters, I guess, on full frame. Gonna be real wide angle on cars. That's cool because you want to get the car in the shot, man. So working with that, good. She's just doing her thing. She's really tall. This girl's very tall. Devoree. The only thing is too, it's hard to get catch lights when you're outside, especially when they got the big fake eyelashes on. But that's whatever. It's okay. You're outside. You try to get them, but you're not gonna win every time. Zoom in. See how he's doing. Yeah, he can. I'm not getting them, but they're somewhere right there. But they're they would be there. I know I'm doing my best. Because I just cannot have upward shadows. I'd rather have no catch lights than upward shadows or even sideways shadows because those just scream to me nasty. I can't do that. Let me see if I'm getting them yet. A little better, yeah. You can see him kind of peeking in there. All right, this lens is really amazing for what it is. I mean, what am I, 56 millimeters now? Pretty wide. Yeah, see, there was my catch light coming in right there. Let's find the money shot here. Here they are. My buddy Coop challenged me, sent me a picture, and I kind of was like, all right, I gotta make Coop happy. So, and I think he was pretty right. This ended up being a really cool shot. I gotta get her hands in the shot though. You gotta pay attention to these things. The disappearing hand is just not gonna fly. So she pulls it out here. Thank God she did that. Puts it on the car, and now I got it. Now it feels complete to me with the hand on the car like that. When it was in the car, just I just don't think you can present that as finished. We all have our little neurotic things, and the hand being there just is important. Again, the catch lights aren't there because I'm up. If I were to come under, I could have got her or used my ring flash, but I would rather, I don't like those upward shadows, so I'll go ahead and sacrifice that. Sometimes it's okay. Sometimes it's okay. Most of the time it's not, but the car is the subject. You're going for a mood. It's not a basic portrait, so I think you can let it slide a little bit. Yeah, but yeah, I think she was way too tall to sit in that car. But yeah, I think right, yeah, something like that is probably going to be my favorite shot probably one with less shoulder and maybe more face. So yeah, like that's gonna be my favorite shot from the shoot right there. And thanks Coop, because Coop is the one that made me do this idea. So we were moving on. We had 2 cars to work with. Oh yeah, whenever I do the rear of the car, I always like stress the model. It's like, okay, the bumper of the car. For some reason, you do the bumper of the car, you always do, you know, kind of the rear of the model too. I don't know why, that just it just always kind of goes hand in hand to me. I think these were pretty cool. I learned that pretty early on when I was shooting. The medium format is just cool. It just, I'm telling you, I had to go shoot on my A7R5 this weekend because I forgot the trigger. But luckily my A7R5 always had the trigger with it, so I forgot the trigger on the Fuji when I went to the studio, but I had the A7R5 and I ended up using that, and I just was looking at the images. Are great, but God, did I miss that just medium format, just color and bit depth. It's just, you know, it's a way better vibe. So let's see how else we did here. Yeah, my catch lights are better there. I'm getting there. There we go. But yeah, so let's see. This is when we got ran off. This is about 9 o'clock, and then they got to work, and we're like, what is going on here? They can't outsmart us, you know. Yeah, that was probably my last shot on the garage top here, which, you know, getting 2 of those beautiful cars, you know, at f10, nice depth of field. Highlights aren't blown out back there. She's exposed pretty well, so, you know, but she's squinting with those, but the sun's back there. It shouldn't be squinting, Dev. So we moved it. Yeah, this is the sun into it. This is why you never shoot with the sun in front of the model. It just never works. Very rarely does it work. And then you switch. Much better, right? Backlit. You know, much better feel. Always shoot backlit with the sun if you can. And then you'll see our famous World's Fair sun sphere back there that we're known for. Bart Simpson knocked it over in a Simpsons episode. Made Knoxville look like a dump. Yeah, this is yeah, we had the last World's Fair in 1984 here. That's cool. So yeah, some good shots. We did good. Good job, Dev.